Hello my friends, how's it going? Recently I noticed that at my workplace here in Japan, a lot of people are asking questions too directly. They're not asking politely, okay? And remember, the reason why this becomes a big problem is because in Japan, indirect communication is the key. And when you start to ask questions too directly, people start to avoid you, right? And no one wants people, coworkers to avoid you. So today we're going to talk about how to fix this, all right? The reasons why you want to avoid this and how to fix it. And if this is your first time here, my name is Sean Nairn and I work at a Japanese company and I help people, foreigners like you, learn the language and the culture to actually succeed at a Japanese workplace. All right, so if you're watching this from a different country or if you're already working in Japan, this is going to be great for you because I'm going to teach you how to succeed in a Japanese workplace. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, so first let's talk about why this becomes a problem. Okay, we already talked about the fact that if you're too direct, people are going to start avoiding you, right? And we can never really risk that because the scenario that we're talking about is it's either you're starting a new job or you're in the beginner phase. And if you're in the beginner phase, you're probably working for a year or two already. And in your first and second year, there are certain things that you certainly want to avoid, right? So you want to avoid at all costs. And I'm going to talk about why, right? So in Japan, it's always a you first culture instead of a me first culture. For example, in the United States of America, where my father is from, it's a very me first kind of culture. In Japan, it's always you first. Customer first, the other person first, right? So there are a lot of things that we want to avoid. Now, let me elaborate and kind of make it clear for you, all right? So when I say you first, it means that attention to detail is more important than any kind of skill. So are you thinking about the other person, how they feel? Are you thinking about the environment? Are you thinking about what kind of situation this person is in right now or today, where he comes from? This is all attention to detail. And I would say that more than learning the language, more than learning Japanese, I think this is more important, all right? So I'll say it again. Before you start learning Japanese or particles or grammar and all that, be considerate, be a good person, think about the other person first. It's always customer first, other person first, the environment first. So considering that we have this kind of culture, let's think about the fix. How do you sound more indirect and polite when you talk to people? All right, I'm going to give you two words that I have right here. And the first one is saying kudasai for everything. Whenever you want something, kudasai is kind of a textbook word that you learn. It means, can I have this? It means please give me this, right? But kudasai, in my opinion, sounds very direct and very demanding, okay? So kudasai is not a very good way to ask for things. Another word that I have here is arimasu ka. It's always arimasu ka. Foreigners come to Japan, including my dad, who's from the US. It's always arimasu ka. I mean, he's getting better over the years, but it's always arimasu ka for everything. Kudasai and arimasu ka, very demanding. I'll be honest, I do not like these words because as a local who was born and raised in Japan, arimasu ka and kudasai sounds too demanding, all right? It sounds too strong. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because it sounds like, where's my something? Where's my food? Is there my water? Where is it? So how do we make this more indirect and soft, all right? There's a way to do this, and let's talk about this. So in our case, instead of saying, please give me this, you can be softer, you can sound softer by saying, would it be okay if I did something, right? So for example, I got here, instead of kudasai, you can say, moratte mo ii desu ka? Moratte mo ii desu ka? Verb plus ii desu ka means, would it be okay? Okay, would it be okay if I did this? Or for arimasu ka, you can say, attari shimasu ka? Attari shimasu ka, which means, do you happen to know if there is an item? For example, if you want some water, you can just say, mizu tte attari shimasu ka? Do you happen to know if there's any water around here? I'm asking the person if they have it directly. Indirectly. I'm asking the person, directly to the guy, but I'm asking in an indirect way, like instead of saying, just you give me, I'm saying, do you happen to know? Do you happen to have some? All right, that's a very big difference. It makes a huge difference when it comes to your impression. And by doing this, it sounds like you're adopting that you first mentality. This is huge because they're gonna think that you're a foreigner who actually came to Japan and you're thinking like a Japanese person. You're taking time to actually become more Japanese, and people appreciate that, all right? And that kind of leads to having more friends and having a solid infrastructure here in Japan, which probably gets you a better promotion, right? Probably gets you a better job instead of a job that you don't like, that you know, ALT or teaching. Not saying that's bad, but a lot of people don't like it. Instead of that, you might have a different opportunity because people like you. All right, this is my point. When you think about, you know, when you adopt the you first culture, people start to like you and you have a better foundation in general. Let me give you more examples. So I talked about making it positive and indirect, right? But so instead of making it positive, we can also make it negative, and it doesn't end up being negative, it becomes softer, right? So the same effect kind of works either way. Even if it's positive, you can make it softer, kind of cuter, and even if it's negative, you can make it softer as well. And how do we do this? First, the positive version was もらってもいいですか or あったりしますか right? The negative version is very important too. We can also say もらえないですか ないですか is negative, right? もらえないですか Much better way than saying like ありますか Like can you just give it to me, or like, you know, ください right? That's a very demanding way, guys. 水ってもらえないですか Would it be impossible to get some water here? Or 水ってあったりしないですか Would it be impossible to find some water here? Always remember, guys, in this case, we're talking about ないですか making it negative, and which actually means would it be impossible to do something? And the best part is, just by making some kind of switch like this, you know, some kind of difference, making it positive or making it negative and softer, you already have an array of words that you can use. You've got a lot of words. I'm not going to mention it again, but you know what I mean, right? So just by making a simple implement, simple difference, simple change, you have a lot of words that you can use. You can also swap the words. It doesn't need to be water. It could be anything else. It could be like, you know, like a ticket if you're going on a train. You know, it could be anything else, right? So this is how you learn Japanese. You don't want to learn the vocabulary first. You want to learn the rules, how to make it, you know, how to alter these. Today, I talked about how to make it positive and how to make it negative and softer. Right, guys? I hope this video helped you if you're working in Japan, or if you're wanting to work in Japan, if you're still in your country. I'm rooting for you. Guys, I make this kind of videos because I want you to succeed at your Japanese work environment. So guys, if you like this video, please like the video and comment if you have any questions. I'll talk to you in our next one. Bye-bye.